Hello, my name is Rachel Baumgartner, and I'm here to talk to you about nonverbal communication. If you thought that introduction was weird, you're not alone. As I said before, we're here to talk about nonverbal communication, and specifically, how effective is it in our everyday communications. We communicate every day, and so it's important to know how our nonverbal cues affect the way others perceive us. After much research, I would like to explain to you some different aspects of nonverbal communication so that you can become a better communicator. 3 aspects that I would like to touch on are the culture and the context in which we communicate, proxemics, and finally, the tone and fluctuation of our voice. Let's jump right into context and culture. According to Patterson et al. On Perspectives on Psychological Science in 2023, there's some ambiguity when it comes to our gestures. For example, imagine someone crossing their arms. Now, some of you might have imagined someone crossing them in anger. Some of you might have imagined someone crossing them because they're cold. Without the complete context, it's almost impossible to know for sure what someone means. Culture also has a big part on how we interpret nonverbal communications. It is not part of our normal culture for someone to wear a hat like this. It probably startled you, or at least made you think I'm weird. So that just shows how different cultures can perceive different things differently. Language also has a big part to play, but not as much as we'd think. According to Dunbar et al. In the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior in 2022, they did a test where people were told to determine if a conversation was negative or positive in nature. And even if they didn't understand the language, 75 to 90% accurately guessed if it was negative or positive. So that shows there's some other abstract factors going into how we perceive communication. One of these abstract factors is proxemics. According to Patterson et al. 2022, proxemics is defined how we use space when we communicate. Now, there's some different factors that go into proxemics. This includes our personal space or our personal bubble, and it also includes the environment around us and how we use objects in our situations. So first, let's talk about our personal space. Now, it's very fluid. It is not simply a box that stays the same. We have a bubble, which can be different sizes in different situations. Now, our environment also has an impact. Many of you probably noticed how close I was to the camera in the introduction. Now, if I had been sitting in a chair, the distance wouldn't have been so noticeable, because when we sit down, we expect things to be a little bit closer. But there are some times when proxemics can't come into play, such as on a telephone call. This is where tone of voice comes in. According to Pritchett, in an FBI law enforcement bulletin in 1993, there are 3 different aspects that are part of our voice fluctuation. These being our tone, our pitch, and the speed at which we talk. Now, tone of voice can either put people at ease, or in the case of an angry tone, it cause people to put up a defensive shield. You probably noticed a discrepancy between my facial expression and my tone of voice in the introduction. That can be confusing if we're sending mixed messages. Pitch also has a big part to play. Now, high pitch is typically associated with nervousness. But if we speak in a normal voice, we appear calm and confident. The speed at which we speak also has a big part to play. Now, if we speak super fast, we can come off nervous, kind of like our pitch. But if we speak slow, we can come off as not so intelligent. We want to aim for a happy medium, just like with pitch. So now we've seen how our tone of voice and fluctuations can affect the effectiveness of our nonverbal communications. In conclusion, there are 3 main aspects of nonverbal communication: the culture and the context in which they are interpreted, proxemics, and our tone of voice and fluctuation. The more we know, the better communicators we can be, and the better communicators we can be, we can teach others how to be better still.